Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Adidas headquarters here just outside Nuremberg, if you couldn't tell behind me. The Euros were here this summer, and Newcastle are based here for their pre-season preparations before they head to Japan next week. So as you all know, most of you know, Eddie Howe and the squad have been here, and we had an opportunity today to come over and speak to him and a few of the players as they gear up for the new season. We spoke to Lewis Hall, Harvey Barnes, and also new signing Lloyd Kelly. But look, the news today, not stopped talking about it really in the press room for the last couple of hours since Eddie Howe spoke, was the message that Eddie Howe wanted to get out there today. At his interview, I had a one-to-one with him myself. He spoke to the national and local newspapers, and also spoke to BBC Radio Newcastle. And look, it was unusual from Eddie Howe to speak like that, because he's normally very well, he's always very honest, but I've never heard him come to an interview before where there's an underlying message in that interview, and that was the case today. Look, first thing I want to put out there and say is that he made it clear on umpteen occasions that he's fully committed to Newcastle. He said his commitment is unwavering, and he said it's his dream and determination to win a trophy and bring it back to you guys as the supporters, and he wants that more than anything. But look, the England links are not going away. It's pretty clear that he's high up on England's list to become their new manager, potentially their number one choice. And you know, while until that job is filled, those links aren't going to go away. So he was asked a lot of questions on that today. And look, he was clear to say that not at any stage has he thought about the job, not at any stage has he even allowed his mind to go there. But the message from me today felt like the changes at the club over the summer, i.e. Mehrdad and Amanda leaving, i.e. Paul Mitchell coming in as sporting director without him really knowing about it, it feels like it's irked him a little bit, it's annoyed him a little bit that he's probably not been part of the process, and he's perhaps a little bit worried looking forward to the future that he might not have the same working relationship or the same power, shall we say, that he has had at Newcastle for the last 2.5 years. So it felt like his interview today, the message he was trying to get across was a little bit of a warning, shall we say, to Newcastle that you know, potential approaches could interest him if things aren't working as well as how he wants it to be, and things weren't how they were in the past. He used phrases such as "we need to set the boundaries." He used phrases "time will tell." So it feels like it's a whole new experience and setup for Eddie Howe, and he wanted to use us today to try and get that message across. I think, as I say, it's so clear to say that he loves his job here. He wants to continue as Newcastle manager, and I don't think for any second he wants to take that England job should it be offered to him. But I think it was important for him to use this moment to say, well, look, we need to do what's right for the football club. We need to have the working practices that he thinks is right for Newcastle to get to the next level and to continue his good 2.5 years worth of work here. So look, there's a huge change at the club with the ownership changing, Amanda and Mehrdad leaving, Paul Mitchell coming in, James Bunt's coming in as well, and there's all these new figures around the place. We've got a chance to meet these guys today, and they all seem very nice and welcoming. But I think for Eddie, I think change is always, or for anyone really, change can be a bit stressful, can be a bit worrying, and I think he's just a bit concerned as to how things move forward. Now, he did say he hopes everything can move forward in harmony, but he said only time is going to tell with that. And obviously with England in the background, you would suggest that kind of strengthens his position, because he knows, and everyone else knows, that England are looking at him, and probably other clubs as well. So yeah, it was unusual. I've probably never heard him so is animated the right word? No, maybe stressed in an interview. It's normally a lot more sort of chilled and laid back, but yeah, it did feel a little bit political today, and it did feel he wanted to get that underlying message across. So he is obviously not 100% happy about some things, but he didn't nail it down to say exactly what it was. So it feels, as I say, like he's seeking assurances that he is still going to have the power, and the working setup is still going to be the same moving forward as it has been for the last 2.5 years. So sorry if I've waffled on there, but that's a bit like what the kind of interview was today, because it was just hard to pin down exactly what he thought, and I'm sure you've seen some of the online copy that's out there already, so you can make what you want from his quotes. But always in these things, you've got to remember, although the quotes are there, he's you know, you kind of need to read between the lines a little bit as well. So that was Eddie Howe today. I firmly believe he'll stay on as Newcastle manager, and I think they probably will resolve any early differences or any early issues they might have in the relationship going forward. But I think sounded to me like he's trying to just lay down the foundations and lay down the law before they get further down the line with things. So yeah, really fascinating to hear from him today. Also, we got some training access today. I've floated a couple of pictures in there for you to see already, and I'll put some more in now. But yeah, we've got some training footage today, and it was good to see some of the players out there. Sandro Tonali, as I said to Eddie Howe in his interview, looked $1 million. Great to see him back. Lloyd Kelly out there as well. There was no sign of Joe Willock or Callum Wilson or Tino Livramento, but Livramento was around doing interviews later on. So yeah, great to get that access today and have a chat with the players. And yeah, interesting times for Newcastle over the summer. He also said that he wants to be active in the transfer market soon, and he said the outfield part of the squad needs a bit of work. So it sounds as though he's still got his eye on a few players, which of course you guys will want to know. But they're going to have to start doing that quickly, and hopefully the new relationship between himself, Paul Mitchell, and Darren Eales can work in harmony, and they can work that out between them. So let's see what the next few weeks bring. But yeah, really intriguing to hear from Eddie Howe today. Very different to how he normally is. If he gets his message across and it lands, then great, everyone works together fine. But yeah, I have to say it was quite an unusual situation today. So anyway, that's it from me here. As I say, some training footage to come, and I'm on a late flight back tonight from Nuremberg to Stansted, and then get a train back to Newcastle tomorrow morning. So there's not much glitz and glamour here. Cheers guys, see you in the next one.
I'm struggling. It's quite cool. It is not built for me. Yeah. Oh, no, just
See Livramento in the middle with his sleeves rolled up in the middle grip.
Yeah.
Boom block.
Guys, can we wrap up now, please?
Okay, all good.